Harry's Wife, Part 101.56. You are not forgiven. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor, and we turn to another news article for the purposes of helping you understand more about narcissism and the narcissistic dynamic. This time, it's the Mirror. As always, I leave it for you to determine the veracity of the material. I provide you with the expert analysis. This article by Abigail O'Leary reads with the title, William and Kate felt relieved drama was gone when Harry and Harry's wife left after funeral. Prince William and Kate Middleton, note again their failure to call her the Princess of Wales, felt a sense of relief when Prince Harry and Harry's wife departed following the Queen's funeral, according to reports. Harry and Harry's wife are expected to return to the United States of America soon, as the nation's period of national mourning nears its end. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex happened to be in the United Kingdom when the Queen died, and extended their stay to mourn the Prince's grandmother with his family. Although Harry has stepped back from royal duties, he and Harry's wife took their place alongside his family for the ceremonies of the Queen's state funeral on Monday, and joined William and Kate in meeting members of the public at Windsor in the days after the Queen's death. But the new Prince and Princess of Wales, well done, are said to have felt relief when Harry and Harry's wife left in the hours following Monday's funeral. That, of course, is understandable. They dislike her. They dislike her because of the way she's behaved. They dislike her for the way that she treats Prince Harry. I am regularly consulted by individuals who are concerned about a family member who has fallen into the clutches of a narcissist. Typically consulted by parents who found that their son or daughter has become married to a narcissist and they don't realise what's going on, and it's led to much familial heartbreak and discord. Similarly for William and Kate, who of course were once very close to Prince Harry, it pains them to see what has become of him, the way that he has behaved, the way that he has swallowed the poison that has been poured in his ear by the spider. Furthermore, they don't want to be around her. They know that that is the best way of dealing with her, but of course she was around as a consequence of being the wife of Harry. Hence, Harry's wife. And that meant that they had to have some form of at least physical proximity to her, which brings with it a degree of pressure and stress. For Catherine, as we've seen in earlier photographs, there was also the concern with regard to Princess Charlotte, and therefore not only the presence of a troublemaker, but the presence of someone who they actively dislike for the way that she's behaved towards their own family members means that having her around is effectively an anxious and stressful experience, and therefore it is hardly a surprise that they have a sense of relief when she's gone. Returning to the article, Vanity Fair royal correspondent Katie Nichols said, after Harry announced their departure, William summoned aides to address the future, in what has been referred to by some in William's circle as the Anma Summit. But William and Kate also felt a sense of relief that the drama was gone when Harry and Harry's wife left, as a source told me. To this day, William still cannot forgive his brother. It comes as a source close to the royal family told US Weekly that Harry and Harry's wife are anxious to return home to the US to see their children. Harry's wife and Harry are preparing to return to Montecito almost immediately after the funeral, where they'll be reunited with Archie and Lilibet after being separated for over 2 weeks. The insider said they also noted it was the longest amount of time the couple had spent apart from their children. It then talks about why their stay was extended and them apparently missing the kids like crazy. Of course, all of this demonstrates the fact that when a narcissist is around, invariably, that it causes tension because of the drama that's associated. The narcissist's need to keep a certain control over people means that it has to all be about the narcissist. Now, some higher echelon narcissists can do this in a way which doesn't cause a problem for people. They're actively individuals that you enjoy being around. humorous, charming, fun, complimentary, interesting, relaying perhaps their extensive abilities and experiences, the things that they've done, the places that they've been, actively involving people, doling out that Clinton-esque ability to make you feel that there's only you and him in the room. And as a consequence of that, where you're dealing with an upper echelon narcissist, the interaction is one of less anxiety. But where you're dealing with lesser and mid-range, typically lower mid-range, middle range A and B, and sometimes upper mid-range, the necessity of drama and, of course, the unpleasant behaviours that have occurred means that being around the narcissist, when you have become aware of what they are, or at least aware of what their behaviours are doing, becomes a difficult experience, and there's always that drama, because drama has to be generated as it's a means of asserting control and drawing fuel. What are the comments below the line about all of this? How do people view the situation between William and Harry and the fact that William quite simply is not going to forgive and hasn't done so far? This, of course, demonstrates William's stance as a normal, whereby he has no emotional thinking corrupting perhaps his compassion or honesty or decency, making him think, oh, okay, you've had a bit of a tough time, it's okay, I forgive you. No, he has a sense of purpose, a sense of service, and sees the behaviour for what it is, unpleasant, unnecessary, and reprehensible. You'll recall William's reaction after the bombshell interview, where with barely contained anger, he said, "We are very much not a racist family." You can well imagine his reaction with regard to his itinerant younger brother, and, of course, Harry's wife, and all of the trouble that she has caused. What are the observations of those commenting upon this article? Fifi63 simply puts it this way: "Ta-ra, Harry and Meghan mouth, off you pop." Scruncher, good riddance. Tony43H, more fairy tales. Ropper2, the insider said they've missed the kids like crazy and have been FaceTiming them every day but can't wait to see and hold them again after a poignant few weeks. It's very fortunate that they only work on the odd occasion then and still receive huge benefits from the taxpayers. William worked a total of 98 days out of 365 in 2021. Some of those days were video links that would have lasted an hour at most. Kate only worked on 67 of 365 days in 2021. 3 of those days were at Wimbledon. Some may call this benefits fraud. And therefore, accordingly, someone not impressed with Kate and William. There are those that defend that. Interestingly, Fed Up and Bored states, another leaked story from William and Catherine's camp. The couple are unbelievable. This is where it all began with the leaked stories in the first place about Harry and Harry's wife. They are as much to blame with the royal crisis as Harry and Harry's wife. Bromfeets22 meets that with bullshit. Pure speculation. You be me. How much money would it take for us to sell your family out? Is 20 million enough? That is what Harry will be paid for his telltale buck. Furthermore, page 6, New York Post says here goes, is reporting Harry and Harry's wife are back in California, having departed the UK on Tuesday following Her Majesty's funeral on Monday. Stumpy Gunner comments, yippee, bye. And it's interesting. Betty B states, I bet the entire royal family except Eugenie is glad to see the back of them. But there is a mix of observations here whereby there are some that think that William and Kate are ones that reveal their private conversations to people knowing that it'll end up in the news and are playing the same game as Harry and Harry's wife. So they have their detractors also. Something that, of course, that has been seen on Twitter. Nevertheless, the point of all of this is to demonstrate the sense of anxiety that can be experienced when having a narcissist around, and the adamant stance that Prince William continues to maintain with regard to his brother and Harry's wife. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.